Hello, hello, hello. For those of you who are watching the replay, make sure you check the description box. We have a $7 wig training that's coming up. I'm doing it because I'm recording it and I need a whole lot of people to come, and I need you guys to ask a whole lot of questions because the one that I have recorded, I had it for over a year. Also, the dessert candle class is posted, and we have a parasoy and soy class that's $15, and it's 5 jars, and you can come, and it's tomorrow, and you could just take notes. You don't have to make the candles, but you can take notes. That way when you order your supplies, you'll be well prepared, you know what to do, and you're going to make some successful candles. So I'm so happy to see everybody that is joining. I'm giving people some time to join, and as you can see, I'm live in a park. I'm live in a park. I'm outdoors. I wanted to come outside of my usual normal setting to do this for you guys today. Each day I'm going to come with a different topic, a whole lot of different topics. Yesterday we was talking about starting a candle business, and we still on that because we had so many different things to discuss. It was a lot. We had a whole lot to discuss, but this is going to be like a thing that I do Monday through Friday. Okay, it's going to be a Monday through Friday thing, and I'm going to come live every day with different topics and things like that. So I'm just giving people some time to join. I'll be watching, looking around like, I'm giving people some time to join. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give people time to join because I know YouTube is not like Facebook. And let me share this onto Facebook as well. All right, let me put this on my Facebook. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me see. You guys see me? You can hear me? I'm going to turn this up a little more. Okay. All right. All right. So I wanted to come live as usual every day. I'm doing this thing called Brunch with a Bunch. And so we're going to start off with our topic that we had yesterday. Why you should start your own candle business. Why you should start your own candle business. Why am I here? Pretty much. Why am I here? It says starting your own candle business might seem daunting at first, but there are quite a few benefits to taking that plunge. Okay, so it says, why should you start your own candle business? When I started my own candle business, I was looking around, and the only thing I thought about was, hey, good to see you. The only thing I thought about was money. When I went to start my own candle business, the one thing that I was looking at, I was like, I want to be able to make money. I was already good at skincare. I had mastered skincare to a good place. You know, I knew how to make my own soaps. I knew how to make liquid soaps and stuff like that. So I just wanted to venture out into something different. And so candle making for me was something different to venture into. So it's a lot of benefits to doing it. Number one, it is being your own boss. You starting your own business, you being your own boss, especially in the candle business. You grant yourself the privilege of being your own boss and working from home. So that's a good thing because you're working from home. So your time is your time. You know, you can control what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, because I work for myself, I pretty much plan my day. Just because you work for yourself, it doesn't mean that you can't have structure and organization. Like I have to have my day structured to where as though like I'm doing certain things throughout the day. And if I don't complete those tasks throughout the day, it will affect me, you know, financially. So I still have to do like certain things. Like I know that you go to a job, you got a boss over your shoulder telling you what to do, and it keeps you on track. You are your own boss, so you have to be very dedicated and committed to, like, you know, forcing yourself to get out of the bed, forcing yourself to get up and drink that coffee and to focus on your business, forcing yourself to just kind of take a calendar. Yes, but people watch the replay. I do have 10,000 subscribers. If you didn't notice, they come and watch the replay. Anyway, like I was saying, you force yourself into a mode. You know, you force yourself into a mode to where as though you just constantly getting up and completing those tasks every day. You don't sit there and just, you know, lollygag around and waste your day. So being your own boss, it says you grant yourself the privilege of being your own boss and working from home. It says during the pandemic, plenty of people took advantage of the extra time spent at home to start up new hobbies. The pandemic made a whole lot of people start new businesses. Like the pandemic was the thing that brought people into a different space. Like people just started their own businesses during the pandemic. Let me start this over again because I want to put this on my Facebook. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna start this over again and put this on my Facebook. Yeah, I gotta share this to my. I want to share this to my Facebook group, and it's hard to do it from here. Let me hit share one more time. Um, all right, I got it. I shared it on there. I wanted to share it to my Facebook group. Okay. You being your own boss, you working from home during the pandemic. Plenty of people took advantage of the extra time spent at home to start up new hobbies, even turning them into full-time gigs. That's when everybody just woke up and was like, I want to work for myself. When people started getting laid off, when people realized that there was so many restrictions and lockdowns and stuff like that, this is when people really start diving into the candle making industry. I'm not even gonna. Around that time, I was making soap. And I started seeing everybody and their mama making soap. Like it was like when the pandemic popped off, everybody started picking up and just was like, I'm just gonna start a business. It was like, I was looking at it like, man, like, we was trying to get supplies and stuff like that. It was hard to get supplies. It was hard to get the things that we needed. It was really hard. Like we just seen a whole bunch of people just come into the industry. And when they came into the industry like that, we just continue to, like go forward, like, continue to sell our soaps and stuff like that. But we noticed that when the pandemic happened, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. Like, it was like, everything was going good. Our businesses was doing good. And then when you had the influx of people coming into the industry with soap and canned, that kind of stuff, it slowed down a lot of people's business. And so a lot of people that had businesses, they were trying to figure out ways to, increase their businesses. So they took out loans. They did anything that they could to keep themselves afloat. I was like going on Wholesale Supplies Plus, and they had so many delays on shipping. Even though they was slow anyway, they had delays on shipping. Everybody was shortage. It was shortage. So that's when I started, like, because I was doing soaping and stuff at first. I started dipping into other things because I was like, I'm not going to stay. One thing you had to realize is if you in business and you see that it's a sinking ship, I'm not going to jump off the ship. But I am going to kind of switch the direction it's going into a more profitable, thing. So if I'm selling, let's say I'm selling wax melts, I'm not going to continue to, no candles. I'm not going to continue, like I'm pushing my candles every day and I'm not getting one sale. I'm pushing them. I mean, every day I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm sharing it. I'm going to places. I'm outdoors selling. I'm doing everything I can do to make money. And I look up and nothing is working. Not one thing. Like, if that's your case, I want to share this to my other group. The group that I had 35,000 people. So let me share this to my other group. I want to share this on Facebook. Give me 1 second. 1,000 people. So I need to make sure I share in that group too, because I be always focused on the one, the Millionaire Candle Making Club. So during that time of the pandemic, it was like, okay, we're going to jump off the ship and stop. We just had to switch action. So, because like for me, I sell classes. I sell, I sell my classes. I do like the training and stuff on the weekend. If I started encountering problems, I'm going to go within another direction. I'm going to stay in the industry, but I'm going to kind of navigate into something else and I may come back around to it. So don't quit what you're doing. Like pretty much like what I'm saying is don't quit the candle making. Just go to a different area in the candle making, and that may just be wax melts or squeezable wax melts, or you may, like I know another girl in the candle making industry, she started selling wicks. I know another girl who started selling fragrance. I know somebody else that started selling embeds, and I start talking to people about how popular embeds are. Like people look at it like, oh, it's just embeds, but they don't know the type of industry. I had a woman who sold in my group. I had a Facebook group. There was like 6,000 people or something like that. And I gave the group away because I was just tired of Facebook and I wanted to get off of Facebook. And so during that time, I had a young lady that was selling underneath me. She was selling wax melt, like not wax melt, but it was embeds. And she would sell banana halves, watermelons, almonds, and different things like that. She brought in thousands. When I tell you she was making money, she was making thousands and thousands of dollars by selling embeds. And that made me realize like how big that industry was. And then I had another lady that I trained her and I pushed her into embeds. And she ended up making so much money selling embeds that if you go on Etsy, you can kind of see her sales and stuff like that. She's doing really good. So it's not leaving the industry if it's not working. It's finding something else within the industry that will work. Like, don't just let it go and be like, oh, I don't want to sell candles no more. This is not working. Don't let it go. You know, you find something else within that industry and you get into, if that makes sense. Okay. So we're not quitting. Okay, so it says running your own business allows you to work at your own pace, creating your own schedule, and dedicate your time to something you're passionate about. So you're running at your own pace, you're creating your own schedule, and you dedicate your time to something you're passionate about. So if I'm running at my own pace, like I said in the beginning, it requires discipline. I had to be very disciplined. Like for me to come out here and do this in the park, that takes discipline because I could have easily been like, well, you know what, I'll do tomorrow. You know, this is what we do when we have our own businesses. We'll shrug it off and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I ain't about to do all that. You know, we do that. You know, when we got our own businesses, we just really don't be wanting to like get up. Like we just want to be in. Like it'd be some days that I'd be like, I'm just sleeping in today. You know, and then as I'm sleeping, sales is coming to my phone and stuff like that. And I have to reply back to people. I have to go on Facebook, check Messenger, people being hidden messages. So it's like, you know, I have to have a routine every day. You know, and then another thing is you can't overconsume yourself. Don't overconsume yourself. Like time is very important. Scheduling out your time and balancing your time. Balancing your time is very important. Don't overconsume yourself by focusing on one particular thing. Like for me, I can say that like Facebook, you know, this is social media. It could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, it could be TikTok. Don't spend so much time trying to promote on these particular platforms. Put your content out there, you know, do your hashtags or whatever other secrets you have, and then walk away from it and get on to something else. Like, don't babysit, don't watch over. Like, I had to recognize that because it was like, you know, for me, I would post something on Facebook and then I would come back to it to see if somebody did this or did this happen or did that happen. And it's like, you know, I'm like, but that same amount of time I could be investing into making a new product. What I learned about certain companies is they'll drop a phone, and while they're dropping the phone, you'll see like speculations or even a small preview of the next phone. You'll get a glimpse of what that next phone will look like. They're not just sitting there like, yay, you guys, we made the iPhone 13 or we made the iPhone so-and-so, and they just parked there like, woo! 2 weeks later, they parked there. No, they back in their studio. They back inside that studio, and they're up there like coming up with another way. Okay, they coming up with another way. Like, okay, how can we make this phone better than this phone? How can we make this candle better than that one? How can we do this? How can we do that? So it's like, you know, you're pretty much just always, it's always ways to advance. Like you're figuring out different ways to advance your business. What was it? The other day, I was sitting back and I was thinking about some wax melts, and I was like, you know, I'm relaunching my business in the fall, my candle making business. And I was like, if I'm relaunching in the fall, I was like, I want to offer wax melts, but what would I do different with these wax melts to separate them from other people? You know, like what, you know, if you're going to come up with something, like you just come back and start designing things in your head. Like, you know, just coming up with new ideas, jotting stuff down. Like, you know, always keep a notepad and a pen handy as a business owner, like especially during the day, because that's when you come up with the most ideas or whatever. It says accessible to start. Candle making is easy to learn thanks to all the great resources on the internet. Finding and purchasing materials is simple, and you only need a few basic pieces of equipment at the beginning. A low startup cost means your candle business could be profitable within the first few months of candle making. And that's true. That's very true. But the thing that I want to warn you about, it says candle making is easy to learn and great resources on the internet. It could be great resources on the internet about making, but when it comes down to your wax and what it takes to get you a great hot throw and a great burning candle, you definitely don't want to just go on the internet and just Google like how to make a candle. Because what I ended up finding was people will go to dollar store, the Dollar Tree, they would melt down a tall candle, a tall candle with paraffin wax, and they would take that wick outside of that candle, place it in a big old container, or and this wick was really meant for this pillar that was only about maybe 2 inches big at the top. They would take it and put it in a big old thing, and it won't burn properly. People just think that candle making is throwing a wick inside of a candle and just a little bit of fragrance from Amazon, and that's it. You got some strong. No, you will be sadly mistaken. You must have a recipe. This is the most important thing to learn when you're coming into this industry. Like, you have to know a recipe. You just can't go by what you think about candle making. Like, candle making is a recipe type of situation. You have to have the wax at a certain temperature. You can't go over that temperature. If you do go over, you'll scorch the wax, meaning that you'll burn up all the components of the wax. Hey, Kanika. You got to make sure that you add your fragrance at a certain temperature. You got to make sure that you're not putting too much dye in it. There's so many, like, candle making really is a science. And if you don't sit back and really take the time to learn it, you will never master it. So I do agree with what they're saying, that it's easy to learn and there's a lot of great resources on the internet. But you can't just follow everything you read, okay? And it says that it is easy. It is a very cheap startup. It's a very cheap startup. Like, I'm getting ready to order some stuff offline to do like a class, and I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to buy the big pound boxes. Like, you really can start up with the small $23 bag or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's a supportive community. Candle making community is one of the most supportive communities out there. Many makers host in-person candle making workshop where they share their knowledge and techniques. So that's stuff that you can do locally. Stuff that you could do locally. You could pretty much go and do like some candle making workshops locally at different places, or you could look it up, or you could kind of Google it and see it within your neighborhood, and just see who's offering those kind of classes, and you can learn from them. Some of them, they offer the materials where you can just be able to, get all of your stuff up front and, make that candle on the spot, and then they can give you the materials going forward. I know in particular, it's in Decatur. It's a place that's, no, it's in Avondale, Georgia. It's like Avondale. It's a place that have like the whole, like, she give you an eco wick, she give you a salsa jar, the wax, she give you all of this, and you could just pretty much have a candle will burn properly. She give you what you need, but she high. But that's another story. Anyway, this is a thriving market. Never look at candle making, this industry, as a oversaturated market and you can't fit into it. We were just talking about that yesterday. But the industry was valued at 7.15 billion in 2020. And is expected to grow to 13.38 billion by 2028. So, since more people are spending time at home and also investing in self-care, the candle market is benefiting and growing accordingly. Consumers want to make their homes smell good and feel comfortable, and candles are an easy way to do so. People are also looking for fun new scents to try and interesting brands to support. So there's definitely space for your unique candle business. So never get to the point where you feel like, oh my God, it's so oversaturated, ain't gonna fit into it. As you can see, 13.38 billions, not million. And then it said right now, in 2020, it you that 7.15 billion, not million. Okay, that's billion. So it's always a way to put your foot in the game. Okay, okay. So it's how to start. We already know how to start. When creating any business, the first thing you need to do is determine your target audience. We talked about that yesterday. Our target, yes, we finna get these coins. We talked about our target audience. Who do you want to sell candles to? A question that you might want to ask yourself, what do I want in a candle? That's a good question you want to ask yourself. What do you want in a candle? When you see your candle, what do you want in a candle? You know, when I look at certain candle brands, and I always go back to this brand because it's a luxury brand. It's called Joe Malone. You know, when people say what do they want in a candle, they're going after the name. If I find a Versace candle, I don't believe that people buying the Versace candle just to burn it. I don't even think too many people will burn it, but I believe that most people are going after the name. They want the name. They want the what is it that they want? They want the look, like the Versace look. They want to put it in a, you know, just to say, I brought a Versace candle. I brought a Dolce & Gabbana candle. You know, that's what they're going after. But when it comes down to your business, what are you looking for in a candle? What are you looking for in a candle? You want your candle to be, you know, sustainably sourced, or, you know, do you want it to be like, you know, I just want it to be some fun candles that burn and that smell good, that people come back telling me, girl, that candle lit the room up. You know, what are you looking for? Do you want it to be made with like natural waxes? Like, do you want it to be beeswax or coconut apricot or coconut beeswax? You know, what are you looking for? Are you looking for just plain soy? What are you looking for in that candle? You know, those are some good questions that you have to ask yourself. It says, let me go back to what we did. So we talked about the thriving market. We talked about the supportive community. We talked about being your own boss. And then we talked about starting. Okay, so now that we explained why, let's get into how of starting a candle business. Okay, so like we're gonna talk about packaging and stuff like that too. When creating a candle business, the first thing you need to determine is, we talked about the question, what do I want in a candle? Okay, out of a desire to improve at-home tabletop gaming experiences, it says, having hosted game nights for some time, he wanted to. This is talking about this guy named Christoph Vashir. His company is called Cantrip Candles. And it talks about his story or whatever on his website. It says, out of a desire to improve his at-home tabletop game experiences. So he was having game experiences. So he wanted to launch his candle making business out of game experience. So he was having game night. And his friends and family would come over. And he wanted to elevate the ambience of, to make his sessions even more, he wanted to make those game nights more like, you know, it was just something that he wanted to add to it. He was like, I want to add candles. I want to have, like, you know, like maybe he wanted some crackers and some cheese. Like, he didn't want to just have game night. He wanted to have a game night experience. So he started venturing into, you know, his candles, his magical candles. And so then that's when he started making his candles. His candles went from just doing it for game night to a whole entire business. Like, he went into a wealthy business, okay? So now he owns and operates a store in Los Angeles dedicated to selling these magical candles. Create your product. Once you decided on your audience, it's time to create your product. To begin, you need to decide the type of wax, okay? So we always talk about the type of wax you're going to use. And you need to know the kind of wicks that you're going to use. You know, what I do normally for people is when they come to those one-on-one coaching sessions, I normally just take them on a tour, like on Candle Science website, and I just show them a whole bunch of different jars. We'll go on a tour on Etsy, and I show them a whole bunch of different looks. Or we'll go on Pinterest, and I'll pull up some candles, and they'll be like, oh, this is what I want my candle business to look like. Oh, this is what I had in mind. Oh, this is what I had in mind. But I never tell them to go ahead and purchase, like, because, you know, you don't have to make labels yourself. You can buy, like, templates. I don't know if you guys know that. You can buy a template. And I tell them, I say, okay, so I know you see your candle business in your heart. You've seen this picture on Pinterest. You've seen this, you've seen that. But we're not going to go ahead and choose it right now. We're going to give it about 48 to 72 hours. And then you come back to it and tell me how you feel. And I do this technique all the time on one-on-one coaching. What am I doing? Why am I telling them, like, right now, we're not going to go ahead and choose your jar. We're not going to choose this. We're not going to do that. We're going to come back and revisit this. Let me tell you why I do that. Because some people will come in with an eye and they will say they want mason jars. And they go out and they purchase 100 or 200 mason jars. And then they turn around and they realize that that's not the look that they're going for in their business. Okay? And so this is what they do. They'll come back in 72 hours, like I said, 48 to 72 hours. And after they explored a little bit more on the internet and they looked up more resources, they looked at different candle businesses, different companies, photography and stuff like that, like I advised them, they come back and they say, you know what, Diamond, you was right. You know, I don't want to go with this jar. I want to go with this jar. Because this jar will open up the door to a wider range of customers. Because listen, there are some jars that will put you in a box. You know, everybody don't want a country bumpkin mason jar. I don't know if you thought about that or not. Everybody don't want that. I know I don't. When I get candles, I myself in particular, I don't like mason jars. So I like straight-sided jars. Like I like straight-sided jars. I like 3-wick tumblers. I like 2-wick tumblers. I like apothecary jars. But if you come to me with a mason jar, I'm gonna be like, I don't want that. You know, it doesn't fit in with my look that I have going. And this person may have a condo, and they may not have a farmhouse, you know, farmhouse decor. They may have just luxury. So you want to have candles that fit in with people look, okay? All right. So we're talking about, okay, so now it says once you decide on your audience, it's time to create a product. You can really lean into your creativity is many ways. Just check out Pinterest, y'all. This is what I want y'all to do. Tonight when y'all lay down, this is something good to do at night. Go on Pinterest and pull up candles or pull up candle photography. And I want you to really start scrolling if you're just starting out, or maybe you've been in the business for a long time. Just start scrolling and looking at different businesses, like different candle making businesses. Look at their stuff and just kind of like, you know, look and just, you know, because it gives you like some ideas of what you really want to do. It's so good to just go on Instagram as well, because Instagram, you just pull up candles and you got thousands of candles that come up. And you can just look at those jars. Once you get that jar, come to wick training or come to a one-on-one coaching session and we can wick the jar. And you could just pretty much get your business going from there. You know, I give y'all everything y'all need, y'all recipe, how you poured, all that kind of stuff, just to make a strong candle. You know, you get everything you need. It says utilize different types of containers until you find a perfect look. You can't spend too much time in this stage, as creating a high quality candle is vital to success. Okay, so one thing I know is Uline. Uline sells jars. You can call Uline and get a free sample of a jar sent to your house. So, you know, this is a good thing to do where you don't have to spend a lot of money. A lot of companies don't send out samples. Some of them do. You know, I know you can go on Make a Seat and get samples. Like, try to not buy a case of jars. That's my biggest thing. Like, I want to tell people and advise them, try to not buy a case at first, because you don't know if this is really your look. Try to just buy just one sample. Once you get that one sample, you could go from there, okay? Okay, it says, all right. It says, we checked out a few reputable suppliers that carry everything you need to get started. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys some places where you can go. Well, you guys know Candle Science. 1617, they have luxury candle supplies. So you can go on 1617 and they actually have samples as well. So you can get one jar from 1617. And I do love that about them, but their jars are pretty high. Okay, so if you get that jar, if you order one, let's say you like that jar, get you another one, get 2 of them so you can do like a photo shoot, or 3. This is what I mean by a photo shoot, where you got 3 candles or 2 candles all in the picture at one time. Okay, you know, this is a good way to have a photo shoot to kind of set them up. And if you see these right here, you can go on Amazon and buy these they just like square little sponge things where you can set your candles up. I'm in a park, so y'all hear a bunch of kids playing hide and go seek or whatever they doing. I'm still trying to figure out why they not in school. But anyway, so we got 1617, and if you up north, candlesandSupplies.net, you can go on their website. If you're in California, I do like California Candle Supply. They do have nice candle jars and stuff like that. I do know Jeff Stanley. Is West Coast, something like West Coast something, West Sound. He has nice jars and stuff like that for the people who make luxury candles. Um, who else? Shoot, I'm trying to think of all the people that you can buy. The best thing to do is to buy it closer to home. Like try to get it closer to home. The closer you get to home, the better, because you won't have to spend as much money on shipping. If you live in Georgia, I do know that Peach State Candle Supply, he has very nice jars. I believe his name is Sean, and he has really nice jars. Uh, just try to get it within your state. You know what I mean? Just try to do that. The candle maker store, they do sell like uh, they sell singles. They do sell singles. Their stuff is a little high. So if you're trying to get jars, but don't buy fragrance from them. Their fragrance are really weak and they water down and they just disgusting. Well, anyway, enough of that. Y'all know I'm gonna tell the truth. The net weight. So whenever you start putting your candle together, there are some things that you definitely need to know. Um, that you got to put on it. Like, you know, when you taking your pictures and you're doing your photography and stuff like that, make sure you have your ounces and you have it in grams. For the United States people, that's something that we must have on like our skincare and our candles, our ounces and grams. So you weigh it out. Now, don't weigh your candle out after. That's good. Don't weigh it. You can pick their stuff up too if you're in Georgia. Don't weigh your candle out as it's in the jar. Okay? If you're in New Orleans, Louisiana, then you better order from Texas. That's the best thing for you. And so you can order from Lone Star Candle Supply. They have very beautiful jars. In fact, they have these double wick tumblers, and they have triple wick tumblers, and it has like a diamond cut to it, and they're really beautiful. They come with a nice top. And because you're in Louisiana, and Louisiana and Texas is right next to each other. So try to get it from, just try to get it from Lone Star. Oh, my paper's trying to blow away, but God. Well, anyway, let me pull it up. So try to weigh your stuff out when you pour your wax in there, okay? Don't weigh it out after your wax is solidified. Like if I'm going to go on the scale, I'm going to put my jar on the scale, I'm going to tear it out to 0. Then I'm going to pour my wax inside my jar, and then I'm going to weigh it out. That's how you get your net weight. Your ounces and your grams, okay? All right, make sure you put your warning and your hazard labels on it as well. That's important. You need those fire safety warnings. So, even if you're doing your pictures, your photography, like have all of that stuff on your candle. Select a platform for your candle business, okay? Once you completely developed and branded your candle, you're ready to get out there and sell it. Remember the logo. That's another thing. Branding your candles, you got to have a nice logo. If you do not know how to make logos, do not cry. Do not cry. And don't go to, what the heck is the name of this platform where they go and they make the logo for you? Don't go there. They do some ugly Fiverr. Is it Fiverr? It might be that. They make some ugly logos. I don't know, some people go in there and they have good luck, but you can go to Etsy and get a logo for $5. You can make a logo on Canva. I made my logo on Canva, and I can make anybody logo on Canva. Like Canva has some work on there. They have some really nice logos. It's good for any business owner to get an account with Canva. It's $12 a month. Canva is a hero, okay? Jamie said, that's actually where I got my new 3-wick jars from. I think you're talking about the ones I brought. They're called the Hexagon 3-wick jars. Now I have to figure out, she said, now I have to figure out, I say eco too right now. Jamie, stay away from eco. But anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about that. Yes, Canva. Canva is something that every business owner need to have. I used to design my body butter stuff on there. I design my candle stuff on there, and people see me with those beautiful labels and they like, oh my God, I love your labels. And it's $12 a month. It's so worth the investment. There are so many classes. I got a Canva class on my website where you can go and learn how to make it. It's just a $5 class. You go to diamondshinesoap.com, go into recorded classes, and it's a $5 Canva class, and it teaches you step by step how to make and transfer your labels onto Canva. And then I have one for the Bath and Body Works single wick tumbler where I teach you how to decorate that. Because remember, I had that beautiful label on there that everybody was in love with. Yeah, so that's on there too. So I got like quite a few classes on Canva where I teach people how to navigate and create labels on Canva. You can do your logo on Canva, $12 a month. If you're not too good at designing, don't talk, just be quiet. Let me tell you. You can just go ahead on to, what was the name of that website? Etsy. Etsy have people who make logos for $5. They got labels. You can brand on there. You can brand your whole entire business on Etsy, okay? All right. Select a platform for your candles. Once you completely developed your brand, you're ready to get out there and sell it. Some companies rely solely on local markets and trade shows to sell their candles. I'm not about to do wick training, but you can go on. You can go on the website, Jamie, and you can get wick training for $7. It's next week, so you can come there and bring your jar, and we can wick your jar on wick training. Okay, all right. It says that some companies rely solely on local markets and trade shows to sell their candles, but with the ease of creating e-commerce shop, many companies sell their candles online as well. Platforms like Etsy are just a few e-commerce platforms that can help you grow your candle business and get it off the ground. You may be able to partner with your local boutique or retailer that will be happy to carry your candle as a line within their shop. You can do that. You know, to people about going to barbershops and stuff like that and offering your candles. You give them free stuff though. Don't go up in there. This is the thing about you know, people that I had to, you know, talk to people a lot about. You know, I remember I never forget this. This was like a year ago. This was the company on Etsy, and I would say her name, but, you know, I just started getting delivered from being, you know, like that, because I would just call you out, and I don't care. But I'm starting to get better with that. But her name is Candles by Blah. I'm gonna leave it like that. Y'all can figure out the rest. But anyway, she came to me and she wanted to sell her embeds in my group. And I said to her, I said, well, I have a platform. And I said, this one lady, I helped her make thousands of dollars on my platform. And I had to remove her because, you know, she was just crazy. You know, she was a little crazy, a little mentally off. And she was just snapping on people. I kept getting so many bad reports about her. And I'm all about loving people. You know, people do get on my nerves. I just want to let y'all know that, you know, I may act unaffected, but sometimes in them inboxes, them people be getting on my nerves. And that's why I said, I was like, no messenger. If y'all don't notice on Facebook, I put no messenger. That limit the amount of people that can reach out to me because they come to me with some crazy stuff. You know, and so it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning. They'll be messaging me and then sending me videos of their candles. And I'm like, yo, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm home. I got a family. And at that time, I had an issue with sleeping. I used to have sleep, like something was wrong with me where I could not like sleep. So any little noise would wake me up. Now, thank God I've been delivered and set free from that, but that was an issue that I had. And so the phone would go off at 3 o'clock in the morning and they would say, I'm so sorry to bother you. Is you really sorry? No, you're not. Now what you want? So they would go on there and just show me pictures of their candles tunneling and stuff like that. And I was like, enough is enough. You know, this is too much. It got a little bit out of hand. And so, long story short, it was one girl, you know, I had her in my group and she was doing really, really, really good. You know, she was doing really good. She was making thousands. And, man, like, she was making so much money that she was sending me like so much money. Like she was making thousands. And so when I got rid of her, because she was, you know, she was being rude to people. I don't tolerate rudeness. I'm not rude to people. I don't want nobody on my team or that's around me to be rude to people. I don't operate like that. If you get on my nerves, I'm just going to ignore you. I'm not going to cuss you out because you ain't going to screenshot my stuff. Hey, Jen. And so I got rid of her, and the girl, Candles by Blah, I'm not gonna say her name. She came and she was like, "Well, can I advertise my stuff, her embeds?" And they wasn't even cute. But I was like, you know, I said, I don't mind you advertising. I said, but you know, this is a platform where I know you're gonna make a whole lot of money because it's all candle makers and they want it. You know, they were begging me for a new embed lady. And I said, well, can I at least get a discount, like $1 off, and or something? Like, can you offer me something, like for me letting you sell? That's just how business work, right? She said, oh, I'm not going to give you anything for free. Like, you think I'm going to give you my stuff? Like, this is what she said to me. So I said, okay, have it your way. And so what I started teaching people was that mindset would never thrust you forward. You know what I mean? It would never really get you where you desire to be. It will always put you in hustle mode. I don't want to live my life in hustle mode. I want to live my life in prosperity. Yeah. And so when I go to a barbershop, I'm going in there and I'm giving them candles. Flat out. I'm gonna be like, all right, sir, I sell candles, I sell wax melts. I'm gonna give you a free wax warmer. Can I put this in your shop, plug it up? People coming in there, they smelling them wax melts, and they like, man, what's that smell? Your stuff is gonna sell. Your stuff is gonna sell. Your candles, they burning your candles while they got the you know what I mean, in the shop. Just make sure you do it with a salsa jar or something, or if you do like a 3-wick tumbler, make sure you underwick and don't overwick, because in places and settings like businesses, they don't turn that candle off in 4 hours. They let that thing just constantly burn. They actually forget that it's even burning. So in that case, you need to make sure it's a safe burning candle. But am I making sense? Because y'all know how they do in them shops. But anyway, I'm going and I'm giving. I'm just going to give it to them. And they going to put my stuff in there. And then I'm going to go next door. I'm going to give them my sprays. And I'm going to make sure my sprays are really potent. And I'm going to spray that shop up. And everybody in that place sitting in that chair, they're going to be smelling it, getting their hair cut. They're going to be fresh. Them women in there going, ooh, that smell good. How much you selling that for? You ever notice when people getting their hair done or they getting their nails done, they will buy something quick? Or if when I used to sit in the nail salon, if somebody would come in there selling socks, I'd be the sock man coming there. What's up? Bring me them socks. Run them socks. You know what I'm saying? Like, run them socks. I need some socks. Even though I know I don't need them, because the kids just going to lose them socks, honey. So sometimes they go out the house with mismatched socks on. As long as they clean. All right? And so, yeah. So those are the things. Y'all know, as mothers, as long as it's clean, just make sure it's white and white. They might not be the same shape. You might have a Ninja Turtle sock on and a Superman on the left side, but as long as they both fighting and they action figures and stuff, But anyway, so just doing that, in Etsy, the only thing about Etsy, when you go in there and you start, Kanika, the only thing about Etsy is when you go in there and you start in a business and you're going to sell candles, it is a little bit over. Now, I don't use the word oversaturated. It is a little oversaturated. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Yeah. She said, I think my middle child does it on purpose. It is a little oversaturated. And I want to say this to y'all about Etsy. You got to crack into Etsy. You can't just get in Etsy and sell candles. You got to crack into that platform. When I say crack into it, I mean that you got to come with something that's popular on that platform and sell that, and then get your reviews from your family and your friends, the people that's buying your stuff on Facebook. Don't let them buy from your website. Let them buy straight from Etsy so they can leave you reviews. Offer them things inside their boxes, like I tell you guys all the time, where they can come back, they leave you a review, they get a free so-and-so on their next order. You remember that customer, remember what you sent them, keep it in your notes. You're a small business. While you small, there's things that you can remember. Don't say, oh, I won't remember to send them a free wax melt or a free sample or so-and-so. No, I remember. It makes a difference. It really makes a difference. So, Etsy, you got to crack into there. There's certain things on Etsy that's very popular, and I talk about that, with the embeds. They're really popular on there, wax melts. Like, so try to find, I know a girl who went on Etsy. She had just opened up her shop. She came to me. We did some coaching. I gave her some advice. She went on Etsy, and on her first weekend, I think she sold over 40 of her packs of cookies. She was selling like some wax melt cookies, but she had a strategy that I gave her. And she went into Etsy just like that. Cracked in there. Now she's doing good on there. So you got to crack in there. But one thing I advise you not to do is don't pay for promotion. Some people pay for promotion, but if you pay for promotion, just say you pretty much gave away all your stuff for free, because they're going to take a chunk out of your check. I mean, like, seriously, you ain't even going to have enough to cover what you shipped out. Okay? All right. So we got that as a platform. You got different websites that you can use. If you're not good at prophetic word, room sprays, can you teach us? Room sprays, you gotta be dirty with room sprays. And when I say be dirty, I'm talking about like go to didn't like theirs, Virginia Candle Supply. Get your base from them, and get a silver from Wholesale Supplies Plus, a silver thing, the pump and the bottle. Get a silver one, or get amber. You're going to have to overload it a little bit to get it to be really strong and potent. Like, they may recommend like maybe a certain percentage. You're going to have to go over that. So it's going to be cloudy and it's not going to look good. So the reason why I'm telling you to get the silver, the bullet, get the silver one. Don't do a big ounce. You only need 2-ounce bottles. Get a 2-ounce, get the silver one so you can hide it. You get what I'm saying? Or get black. Get black. Macy sells some really pretty black ones. Get black or get silver. Or just get something that you can't see the color. White plastic or whatever. I had white plastic. But anyway, but don't just get plastic. Remember, it gotta be HDPE or something like that. Make sure you get something like that, because fragrance will eat through there. So you have glass, or you have the one that you can put fragrance in and it won't eat through it. But you're gonna have to abuse that thing. Okay? And I know people gonna get on here and be like, that girl is crazy. But honey, I'm just telling you, if you want some strong spray, you're gonna have to break the rules. But anyway, selling on a few flat platforms that can get your candle business off the ground. So you can go on Big Cartel, take your Big Cartel and share it to your Facebook. Take your Big Cartel and, you can sell off of Instagram. You can do some Instagram ads and stuff like that for cheap. You have to find unique ways to do like, you got to find unique ways to sell your stuff. Like, some people do like a lot of reels, and they just keep doing reels. They turn their Instagram into a reels, and they pour wax. They do, all different types of things to draw in new customers. People are really big on watching those reels and sitting back and, stuff like that. So you could do some stuff like, I pour candles and, you spill some wax, like make some mistakes so people can come and watch the video like, oh, what the heck? What just happened? Candle making mistakes. Like, just find ways to get people, like, what you be doing. When you be on the reels and you see a video and it's a big old fat man, and you see that big fat man that's like 9,900 pounds, you're going to click on it because you're like, what the heck is he doing so fat? So if people see before they click on it, a whole bunch of wax spilled all over a table, that's going to cause them to click on it and want to engage because you made a mistake, and they like, oh my God, So just find unique ways to sell it on different platforms, okay? You can do the same thing on Facebook now, and they got reels, okay? Market your candle business. Finally, consider how you'll market your new candles. You can create compelling content in the forms of blogs that draw traffic to your website. You can pay for ads and participate in fairs and markets, and curate a popular social media page. Take advantage of social media, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. They're all great places to get your product noticed, even without purchasing ads. So you don't have to purchase ads. There are so many different ways that you can get your products noticed or whatever without purchasing ads. It's also a great place to connect with fellow makers. However, I'm a firm believer that word of mouth is still the best advertisement. That's the truth. Word of mouth is the best advertisement. So when people, they get a candle from their friends and family and stuff like that, it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is always going to be the best advertisement, because when they say that candle bombed to somebody else, they're gonna be like, well, where's she at? I want to buy one from Kanika. Them wax melts is strong. If they see, even when you get a customer that send you a messenger message, screenshot that messenger, block the customer information out, and like move their name off of it and crop it, and then just put the review up there. And then you say something on Facebook like, I started my business 6 months ago. I started but I never imagined that people would really like my products. I'm so thankful and blessed, that my stuff is actually growing, and now I didn't start an unsuccessful business and I hit the wall, or you just tell a story about how you hit the wall so many times. Like, just get people to engage in your posts, and then they're going to be interested. Like, girl, I want to try one of your candles. One of the papers just blew away, y'all. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Yeah, so it'll be like, I want to try one of, you see the darn paper over there? On the ground. It just blew away. This paper trying my gangster. Let me go over there and get it. It's trying my gangster, y'all. Trying all my gangster. Yeah, so, you have to let people come on your post and engage. They got to come on your post and engage. It's important to do that because people will buy things if they see other people interested. And this is another thing that I tell people to do. Go ahead and post on your Facebook, and then tell your family to comment under it. Like, tell your cousin to put, oh, I want 7. Oh, I want 3. Like, get a couple of your family members, your boo thing, or whoever you can get to do it. Just get people to comment under your post, because what happens is when you do that kind of engagement, it gets other people interested. And they like, well, dang, I want one. I want to try one. Have you ever noticed that this is the way people think? Like, if people, think about this. When Chick-fil-A, and I'm about to end with this, when Chick-fil-A said, okay, we're going to make our chicken sandwiches the same way we've been doing all these years, and then KFC came out, no, it was Popeyes, they came out with their chicken sandwich. You're right. Everybody was running and dying to eat those chicken sandwiches. Do y'all dying to eat those chicken sandwiches? Because everybody else was running and tasting and giving reviews. They was like, oh, I want to try it. I want to try it. But this is the way people are set up. This is the way their minds operate. Okay? So it's better for you to, you know, do something where you have like this, you understand what I'm saying? This whole, you know, thing going where people just on there just like, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. Even if it's a lie, that's fine. Just just get the engagement out there. Tell your cousins and them, this is what I want to do. Or your friend, like I would tell my one best friend to do it. I would tell my husband to do it. You know, just go. Yeah, take advantage of psycho. That's right. Take advantage of that. And so that's a good way to do it. Just get engagement. Get people to engage in your products. Okay. Facebook is a great place to start because that's where you got the most friends at. A lot of people don't even have friends on Instagram. So, you know, just start on Facebook. Um, it says attention grabber makes me want to see. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yes. It says develop your brand. Um, Developing your brand goes hand in hand with choosing your target audience and developing your product. The brand simply ties it all together. Um, and it's basically knowing what you want to do. Like some people opt for sustainability. I mean, they committed to sustainability, so they opt for recycled or eco-friendly packaging. Like you figure out the packaging that's going to draw people, so that's important. We talked about designing a logo, you know, and we do talk about trademarking and stuff like that too. Taking your name and trademarking it, because you never know when you're going to blow. You could blow tonight. You could blow tomorrow, but just make sure when you got enough money, you take your name and you trademark it. We did a trademarking class a couple months ago. It's on my website. It's under recorded class, and it's like $12 to go step by step. Y'all know I was on that video, and we was cutting up on that video. I was like, what do I click on? Them people was on it, because I did the trademark, but we all went live together. I forgot what to do. And so I went back and had to do it again. It was funny. I was like, what do I do? It was so many people on there. We had fun, though. But anyway, you know, you trademark it because you never know. You may go big. You know, it may go viral. You don't know if you're going to go viral until you try it. You know, I was just talking to a girlfriend yesterday who was doing really good on TikTok, and she was making funny videos, and she stopped making those funny videos. You know, sometimes when you don't see the engagement right away, that would make you want to quit because you're looking at it as unprofitable or it's not working. You know, you're not seeing the results. You're not seeing the fruit of your labor. So it will make you want to quit. And that's a bad thing because she came back months later and she was getting views on top of views. Some of my videos don't get a lot of views when I post them, but I'll come back. Like I had the one I told y'all the other day. Remember, like it's Diamond Shine Soap. Remember the other day I told y'all, I said I got a video that did like 6,000 or something like that. It was a how to make whipped frosting. I went back to that video. It was over 15,000 views on it, and I didn't even know. I was just telling y'all, like, because I haven't looked at it in a long time. I made it a couple months ago, like in the winter, and I was like, I was still in Stone Mountain or whatever at the time. I was in Georgia, and I was like, that video, I didn't know that that video had 15,000 views. I just found out. I just found out. I shared the video on there, and I say, oh, the video had. You never know what content is going to go big. So don't look at something and be like, you posting it now. Like I was just on here in the beginning of the video, and there was somebody in the beginning of the video and said, do you realize you have 2 viewers? This is what the person said to me. And I said, do you realize that I got 10,000 followers on here? Do you realize, like, do they realize I have a group with 35,000 people? Do you realize that I have, another group with 2,000 people? So even if it's 2 people on here and I'm talking to them right now, that doesn't mean that's where this video is going to go. But that was the mindset of that person. They was focused on the views that they see right now. That's what I'm trying to get out of y'all. That mindset where you focus on what you're seeing right now. Because I could be making this video right now, but this video will be just like a shared all over the place. You never know where your content will end up. So don't look at what you see right now. And I would say it just like they said in the Bible, for we walk by faith and not by sight. So we walk by believing and not by seeing. Right. So when a person said that to me, I was like, okay, so let me share my stuff on Facebook or whatever. And it kind of like puzzled me for a minute. It was just, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Sometimes, like, even if you're not doing a thing, like, I used to go online and I used to preach and stuff. I used to always go on, preach and do Bible study and stuff like that. And so what I noticed is the devil will send people to you to lock your mind up and for you to get confused and for you to not focus on what you're doing and for it to look little insignificant. And sometimes it's not people that's going to come and make your business look little and significant. It could be your own self. Your own enemy it could be you. And you could look at it and be like, man, ain't nobody paying no attention to this. Ain't nobody paying no attention to that. But this is what you're thinking in your mind. But not knowing that this little person could have discouraged me. Oh, because they said it very bold. Don't you see that it's only 2 people on here? And I was like, don't you see that I got 10,000 subscribers? Don't you see that people can watch the replay? Don't you see that, and that's what I said. If you guys, when I stop this video, you can rewind back to the beginning. That's exactly what I said. Right. So this is what the enemy try to do. You don't get no interaction off of Facebook, which your wax melts. You're not getting interactions or whatever the case may be. But that don't mean stop. It means that, okay, I'm in the middle of my process. I'm in the beginning of my process. Keep going. Keep working your job. Keep selling your makeup. Keep hustling, whatever you're doing. Keep doing, whatever. You keep working your other business. Eventually, you're going to be able to cross over into this business. Because that's how it was for me. I remember it just like it was yesterday. I was selling soap, and I wasn't getting my family was buying that stuff up. My friends was buying that stuff up. Even my picky little sister. I got a little sister that looked just like me. And she real picky. And she bougie. And so she was buying my soap. She never support, but she's selfish. And she know it. She see a video, she went, oh yeah, that's me. But anyway, she the type of person that she won't buy your stuff. She was buying up the soap. Everybody knew my soap was really good. They knew it was good. It gets your skin soft. My husband is funny style. When I met him, and I went in his bathroom, I was like, because there's certain things you see in a man, you like, I was like, ooh, I like him. He had like his tea tree face and Burberry this and that and Versace this and I'm like, oh, so he real funny about what he put on, like his you hear that bug up there? He real funny about what he put on himself. And so I was like, okay, let's give him some goat milk soap. So I gave him my first soap that I made, and this was just some regular old. I make like a Walmart recipe where you could go to my website. um, oh, thank you. I make a Walmart recipe where you could go to my website and you could buy soap ingredients from Walmart and make soap. Everything from Walmart, you can make some soap. But I make a goat milk. So I put the first recipe, the Walmart recipe, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I used the soap. He didn't say anything. But then I came back and hit him with the ooh wee. I hit him with the goat milk. And he came out of that bathroom and he said, ooh, he said, that goat milk ain't nothing to play with. And then from after that, from here on out, he was like, ooh, he was like, I don't gotta buy no soap. I don't gotta buy this and I don't gotta buy that. Like he was like, I got everything, and like, saying like when we got married, he was like, oh, I got everything. And so I felt good about that. I was like, man, that's awesome. Like, that you feel that way. I felt good because I could pretty much make everything. I can make foot scrub. I can make, but we make bubble bath out of Himalayan salt. Like I know how to make Himalayan salt bubble. So I made that for him. Like I gave him I put it in the, it's, pour it in there, whatever, in the foot massage thing. Long story short, I belittled my stuff and I stopped, um, yeah, the ooh wee, hit him with the ooh wee. And so I belittled my products and I stopped selling them. And I was like, nobody's buying it or whatever. And I started like getting into candles, but it was all within the same industry. I stayed within the industry. I could have easily just went and said, no, I'm just going to sell clothes. Who would have thought that I stayed in that industry, I would have been prospering in what I'm doing now? This gives me freedom. You don't see the boss over here, over my back telling me pick up the boxes. This gives me freedom to do what I want to do. So it's like you're on the track. You're on track to be free. You understand what I'm saying? You're on track to be free. Don't abandon. Don't abort mission. Don't stop just because you're not seeing what you want to see right now. Okay? Keep working your job. Keep, doing everything that you need to do to provide for your household. But in the back of your mind, know, one day I'm going to blow up. Just like that movie. Remember that movie where that man, he had that thing and the wife was up there like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to make it for y'all. The Himalayan, okay, for the salt bubbles. Okay. Yeah, because I didn't want to just make Himalayan Himalayan soak. I wanted it to have bubbles so I could put it in, throw it in the bathtub where I could soak and I could have bubbles at the same time. So I just mixed it all together or whatever. And it's dry ingredients. It's not wet. And I use eucalyptus, spearmint, and pepper. No, I use eucalyptus and peppermint essential oils and tea tree. And I mix all of that, and calorie sage. I put all that together, and it smelled really good. So it's really strong, goes in you. I do that maybe Monday. I'll put, not on the website, I just make like a DIY video, and then I'll connect it to the website. But anyway, long story short, he, walking by faith and not by sight. That's what you got to do. You can't focus on what you see. You got to focus on your goals. And just like that man in that movie, it's a Tyler Perry movie. He had that, remember he had that computer programming thing. It was like technology. His wife belittled it. Everybody belittled it. Every time he went to present it, something bad would happen. And eventually his wife left him and he blew up. After he blew up, she wanted him back. And she felt like she made him. And she ended, it's acrimony, something like that. And that movie, it should speak to you. Eventually, you're going to blow up. You know what I mean? So don't cast all your stuff away and cast away your confidence just because you're in the startup phase and you're not getting no sales. What will happen is ideas and things will begin to flow to you. Because God, He gives us ideas. and he gives us witty inventions. So he gives us different ways to, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I've done so many dessert candles and stuff. I'm at the point now where I'm not putting that on my channel no more. I'm at the point now where I'm gonna start coming live and doing stuff like that. Me and my husband, we can ready to start going to the stores, and we're going to start like you know, filming in stores. We get ready to, cause he got me a mic. I could put the mic on my shirt, and that's how the last video I made, y'all heard how clean I sound in that last video. That's because he gave me a mic. So I clipped the mic onto my shirt. So we go into the stores, and we're going to just start like going into different businesses, like soap and businesses and things like that. Anything we can find locally, and even on a, you know, traveling, because me and him like to travel. So we're going to start doing that, and blogging and vlogging, changing it up. You know what I mean? Never stay stuck in the same place. You know, it's kind of like if I continue to stay on this path and I don't, like, just making videos, DIY, like, you got to always look for ways to elevate. You can't stay stuck in here. Like, you got to elevate. You got to keep thinking more ideas, you know, more things. Never get stuck right there with just making candles, pouring them every day. You got to elevate, you know, and there's things about you that the world have to see. A lot of people I talk to, they are in the marketplace. There's a lot of people that's not in the marketplace. And then the people that's not in the marketplace, a lot of y'all have personalities, and I would come on one-on-one coaching sessions with people, and I would just talk to them for a few minutes, and I'll be like, I'm like, no, you're not supposed to just be online. Your personality, you supposed to be in front of people. There's people that's not supposed to be locked up behind a door. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people who God put a star on their head. And this is real. You know what I mean? It's like you a star. Like, you have a star. Like, you have a star that shine. No matter what you do, you'll always stick out front. I'm going to give y'all an example. When I used to coupon, I had a coupon group. I opened up a coupon group, and I drew it was a chat. I drew over 100 people to the chat. I looked up, it was 200 people in the chat. And the chat just kept growing. And I was like, you know, I had to shut the chat down because we was doing some crazy stuff. But I just always had a way of drawing a bunch of people. And everybody don't have that gift. It's a star that God placed on you at birth. And some people will use your star because they see it on you, and they will use you. Like, people will come to me and they say, I want to collab with you. And they will collab with me, and they will blow up. And they would use me because they knew that they could use me. I would all them in bed ladies was nobody. And I'm not saying that being prideful. I'm saying it because y'all know that. Nobody knew those in bed ladies until they got up under me. And that's when I put their name out there and they became somebody. But it's like, you know, it's because of what's on you. They know what's on you. So now you got to protect what's on you. And you can't just collab with anybody. Now I'm careful about who I make ahead. You know, I see them. I know what they do. I see you make embeds. I see, but I'm not putting my name on you. So you got to be careful about how you use it and if you using it. So you might just been a person that grew up and you could go into plays. You can go and do you could go and do some stuff. You could dance on the stage, and you could draw a lot of people. You could write a book. You could draw a lot of people, or it's just something that you do where, you know you have a gift. It's on you, and it doesn't go anywhere. The only thing is, the devil is, you know, he's after that gift. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's after it. He wants to steal it from you. And he wants to use you, like, send people to abuse that gift. So you got to use it. Like, so don't allow, like, for me, sitting in a 9 to 5, like, just imagine, like, Shaquille O'Neal was born with a star. Like, and this is some deep stuff I'm telling y'all. He was born with a star. Could Shaquille O'Neal work at Applebee's? You understand what I'm saying? He was meant to be in front of the TV. He was meant to be a like, he was born. Now I'm making sense to y'all. Like, at first it was like, what's she talking about, a star? No, it's people that's born with it. They was meant to. They was meant to. So the devil will try to come and steal the star from you. And how did he try to come and steal you? You have injuries and stuff like that. They break their legs and then they can never play again. People will put them in the wrong team or something, they'll use you, not give you the right contracts. You don't get the money, so you can't stay afloat. And it's so many different ways for them to try to steal it from you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you was born with it. It's in you to do it. So you go to the marketplace and you out there and you teaching people. Okay, you teaching people, you helping people advance, like you helping people become who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like you out there, you talking to other people, you networking, like, you know, you showing other people how to make. I gotta say this without confusing y'all. Like, I gotta give you an example. Let me give you an example. One time it was a market thing, and so I went, and it was a lady that was out there, and I watched her the entire time. She was out there, she had a hula hoop, and she was out there dancing with the hula hoop. Then she had these kids. She was dancing with the kids, doing jump work with the kids. The whole time she doing that, everybody's stopping. Everybody's stopping. And while they stopping, they going into her store because they was interested in what she had because of everything she did. She knew she had something on her to draw those people. She had a personality. Everybody can't go out there and jump rope. And some people like, I'm too shy. I'm too shy. Use what you have. So then you go back to the marketplace a week later. You got another lady coming out there. She coming out there with toys, and she coming out there with a jump rope trying to do what she do. You understand what I'm saying? She trying to copy and imitate what she do, mimic what she do, and that brings her like it makes her like she trying to make herself look like, oh, that lady doing the same thing. Oh, this they trick. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. She was out there teaching people strategy, not even knowing that she was teaching people strategy. I'm saying so much. It just, you know, I know I'm a little, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So use what you have. Use what you have. Use what you have. Okay? All right. I'm gonna stop talking because y'all know I'll be talking. Use what you have. Okay? Don't let it go to waste. So you may be a person. Right. Yes. She said never be a carbon copy of someone's self. Learn and incorporate. Yes, learn from them and incorporate it into you. That is exactly what I'm saying. Jamie said it the right. I couldn't get it in the words, but don't do that. You know, and be who you are. Okay, be who you are. And if you, because let me tell you, when I started doing them YouTube videos, I never forget how people was like, they say, why you going there doing all that dancing and stuff? Honey, I would get on them YouTube videos and get the popping and doing all types of stuff. And they looking at me like, you know, it was people that came and said stuff to me. Like, why you on them YouTube videos doing all of that? And it was one guy that I was going to date at the time. He didn't date me because of my YouTube videos. He thought I was like, you know, I just wasn't the wife for him because of what I was doing on YouTube in the beginning of my videos, because I would be on there like, dancing and stuff. Yeah, you got to be who you are. You got to incorporate you into you, and I'm telling you, you will sell. You will sell, okay? All right, y'all. I ain't going to hold y'all up. I hope this was a good day. I'm going to put in the comment section. The next time I come, I'm going to have some lunch. Today, I ain't really had time to get lunch, but this is going to be like an everyday thing, Monday through Friday, where we come and sit down at 11 or to 11:30, somewhere along the hour of 11, because it's brunch. This isn't a wig class, but have you heard of ultra-core wigs, and what are your thoughts on them? I don't even know about them. I think you need to come to wig training because I think you're confused about wigs. That's what the big issue is. But I told you, you go to the website. It's only $7. It's next week. Go, just come. It's just $7. Invest in yourself, and you'll see it's going to be far worth the investment, because then you're going to know how to invest make another candle. All right? Yes. Yep, that's exactly what I mean. Yes, I love you guys too. You have a wonderful day. Yes. We went to church today. Yes. All right, that's awesome. All right, well, I will see you guys back again soon. All right.